Hey everybody, Bob, Trade Genius. I want to show you a few things today. I hope you guys can see my screen. I'm actually going to show my screen, but if you're a podcaster listener, then I'm going to try to be as descriptive as possible for you. So, one of the things that I do is that I run a series of filters to help me find the trades that we make, and we do extremely well. So 65% win record. We have a positive profit factor, and I'll, I'll swing over and I'll show you my our track record here at the end, but more just to prove that I'm just not telling you a story. So, but it takes a lot of hard work, and we think we do a pretty good job. So, stuff that you're seeing down here is just descriptives of the dots that you're going to see here. So, don't worry about these. I'll scooch these down so they don't distract from the chart. They're just for me. And so, what I look for primarily when I'm trading, and I'm going to start from the beginning and then I'll work my way through these dots, is that I like to know what stocks are trading above the daily moving VWAP, which is basically the moving volume weighted average price. And so when I look at that, and this is my watch list, I can telecharts is an awesome tool, and so I can literally scan for anything I want. But this is my watch list. And so in my watch list, I like to see what's trading above the moving volume weighted average price, and I use 21 for mine. And so right here, when you look, the first thing I look at is that you have Tusk, which is an energy company. It's basically this light blue line right here that you see here. So it moved up above it. So it puts it in the category of traders, institutional traders like to buy things that are above, like to sell things that are below. And it looks like this is creating a potential for another one of these crazy moves that these things do. So this is a flag, by the way. I know you can't see it if you're just listening, but we had a move on the 7th of March, came all the way down, price essentially flat. So somebody's holding it here at the lower bound at basically $1.90, $1.95 area after a big move higher. So there's a potential move here for this thing to fly up, essentially another 70 or 80 cents. Just have to watch it. You never know when these things coil, explode. But it's on my watch list now, so keep an eye on it. But it's below the 144, which I prefer. If I can get it, I prefer stocks over to 144 unless some other factors come into play. So I'm not going to go through everything on my chart. I have 300 items in here, so I'm just giving you some for examples. So the other thing that I like to look at is that it has price above the daily bull bear, which is the 144. I like to use the 144. Some people like to use 20, 50, 100, 200. I use the 144. It aligns with institutions, and therefore that's what I use. And if you look at SLV, which we own, if you notice the little blue thing, I personally own these. So they're flagged. Okay. Is that this is both over the moving VWAP and it's over the 144 I call the bull bear line. And you can see it on the chart here to the right. Here it is, the bull bear line. Here is the moving VWAP. Price has moved above it. So that's encouraging to me. The next area that I look at is that this is my money flow. Okay, it's going to be meaningless to you. Okay, these next two are money flow. I like for them to set up to zero because I am looking for opportunities for it to come off into a bounce so I can make some money on the trade. And here it is GLD. I mean, look at this hammer. Okay, this is a daily chart. That is a nice move above the moving VWAP. Okay, money flow is zeroed out on this, meaning that in my view it was washed out. And money flow is calculated by looking at the differential in volume when prices are moving up and prices are moving down. And so I like for them to both zero out is ideal for me. Only one zeroed out. And so that I look then personally on these to see, and I'm pulling it up here to show you where the signal line is, which is green. The blue lines are the actual uh, number. And so you can see here that this is this zeroed out, but this thing is above zero. So meaning that on an average standpoint, it's performing a little bit better than the total washout. Now, tomorrow they both can zero out, or we get a push higher here and this starts to move higher. But I'm very interested in GLD, especially now that it crossed over it's moving VWAP. Very important to me. That's one of my favorites. This next area here, this one and this one, don't worry about these too much. These are trend indicators. Okay, and the one I'm most interested in is, let me get my dots here for you. Right here, this one. My light pink dots. Okay, this is telling me there's momentum that I'm interested in. So then I start looking at these stocks and say, okay, what's so interesting about these guys? So then I start looking and I say, okay, FXY, this is huge, by the way, and as a by the by, they've been pushing down the the yen, and this is what's been giving the market its big move. And look at this explosion higher on the yen right here. This is huge, and this will give us, maybe the market is not going to have a funding source it's been having because it's sitting right at resistance, and I'll show you that in a little bit. Okay, so that's interesting to me. WTRH, I need to put a little flag. Oh, wrong one. WTRH is a another company here. It's below is moving VWAP, so I'm not interested. I look at this one as well. This one right here has been moving nicely, and when these things get moving, you get some momentum going your way. Now you look at points of time here. I've already analyzed this one here. When this red line goes 100, this means the 16 moving average, I use whole, okay, is in a trend mode. So I look at the reds sometimes as well. I think this is the green one. I must have took the red one off. But yeah, so when red goes to 100, I'm interested in it, especially if one of the other ones flashes, okay? Tusk, okay, it showed up on my earlier one. We talked about that. And so on and so forth. So I look at all these that are definitely this color, and then I look at it here, and this is the one I was talking about here. This is the price daily crossed up over moving VWAP that day. And so I look for these to get it and go. And here's my trend thing. Okay, got it. So they're together. So this is interesting to me. So gold is interesting to me right now. Okay, I already own a lot of gold and silver miners. So then I start looking at some of these other things here. MDT, look at this, making a series of higher lows and higher highs. Probably a good place to make an entry. That's Medtronics, okay? And there's a lot of different options you can do here, like actually using options. So you could sell a put spread here on this. You make sure that your trades are underneath this last low. Push it out a week, and you can collect some income. So that's an idea for you on a follow through tomorrow. Here's Carnival Cruise Lines. It still looks like it's setting up. Not interested at the moment. Wayfair. These, for whatever reason, Wayfair and Etsy and all these goofy furniture and trading, sometimes they just explode higher. But this one should be interesting to you because when this thing goes, they run this thing up 20, 30 points. It's just insane. So this has caught my attention. And so now I'm waiting to see if we get some follow through here. Maybe if this is an 8 moving average haul, if this turns up. But right now, this looks good on a follow through. You could take this, and just to give you an example, this thing has already fallen from $300 to $120, all the way down to even $104. And what they've been doing on these companies that are so beat up, they've been looking for them, and they've been trying to squeeze them. So just FYI, this is a very interesting stock. I got a vol stop thing over here, so it suggests that it's going to try to come down and meet this at some point. Here's the Bollinger Band, but this one is definitely on my horizon here, maybe to buy some call options out a couple weeks. We'll wait and see till tomorrow. I own SLV, needless to say, so I'm looking for follow through on that. I bought this one today and made money right away, so I got this. I have this running on real time during the day, and I use daily as my chart. So you don't have to even get that crazy to find really good opportunities. So I went ahead and I bought that at. I'll go down here to my. Bought it at 32.30 today. This is our telegram. We telegram out to folks. Our trades. And by the way, we never ask anybody for their crypto. We don't have a bot. So if you're listening, if you ever join us in the future, don't fall for that crap. They're trying all the time to get your money. So 32.30, we closed at 33.08. So already making good money on the trade. I'll be moving that stop up tomorrow if we get a follow through. We traded Y10 already. Okay, it's setting up again. Now the thing about Y10 is that they have relatively low volumes, these 630,000. So sometimes when I call these trades out on these lower volume things, you get these weird spikes. But this one might be ready to make some action. Y10 is a bioscience for food. That's going to become more and more and more on the consciousness of traders and on investors and on people. And so these are the kind of people that try to expand yields. Now, if you have a moral argument against genetically raised crops or animals, then obviously this is not for you. But I'm just pointing it out as a trade. Here's another one I pointed out in my earlier podcast as a U.S.-based antimony mine. It is coming up now too. And when this thing explodes, sometimes it just goes crazy. And I'll show you here. So there's some nice moves. Here's a double. Come out of 2020 low at 23 cents. It got up to $2. I don't know about you, but I'll take a 10 banger. And we've traded this move before, not winning it anywhere near this. So don't misunderstand me. But I had a trader that did extremely well here. In fact, he bought so many shares that he was asked to join the board. So it's a low floater. But looks like it's setting up again. So this time it's pushed up to 144 and it stoned it. Come back down again. If it comes through, the next level on this thing is up here at 88 cents. So this is worth a flyer. I usually do 1,000 shares on these things. I don't try to get so crazy on them. And I just kind of see where it goes. I'll put a double on it and watch it if it breaks out. See what happens. You got to put a stop limit on these. A sell limit on these because you just may wake up one morning and find out that you made 100% on your money. And I've done it a few times. So you can only do it if you have it ready because it may just blow right through your limit, cash you out, and come right back down to where it was. These things are a little bit insane. So anyway, let's go on from here. So that's interesting for me tomorrow. This is a kind of a crypto stock. ANY. Ignore it. I'm probably going to take it off my watch list. My partner Phil says that they're not all what they say they are, or it's more of a mirage. So he's the expert. I'll have him on soon, and we'll talk about ANY and any other things. And next one here that popped, excuse the cough, is Altamira Corporation. It's interesting. It's still making lower highs and lower lows. You know, for me, this is biotech. I like to see maybe it prove itself a little bit more. So, hey, I got my trade sitting up for tomorrow. When I wake up in the morning, I do the same thing at 5 in the morning and see what's happening in pre-market, see what's jumping around, and it puts me in a situation where I may find one or two more trades. And just to show you what I have is that I'm out of AG right now. I just closed BKKT for a nice profit. I'm in BTU, I'm in CCJ, I'm in CCWOF, DRD, I'm in DWAC, I'm in EGO. I just got out of FSM. I'm in GDX, GDXJ, I'm in GOLD, I'm in Intel. I just closed LAC, and I just missed this last $2 of the move. but I'll be in again as soon as it pulls back. I just got out of MOS. I made a 300% move on that. I'm out. I'm actually short Moderna. I'm underwater on the trade. I don't talk about these because it's such high risk, but I've done this like 9 times, and so 7 out of 9 times have been glorious. And when the market rolls over, Moderna is going to die. We're in PBR, doing well. PLM, we're doing well. In SARC, just got in it. We're a little underwater, preparing for the next roll down. In SBSW, we're profitable on that trade. Just closed out a seed. I just closed out a SILV. In SLV, I'm running a collar right now on, I shouldn't say so much a collar. They're now credit spreads and kind of almost a condor on SPY right now. See where it goes. Just did a square trade. It was nice. I'm waiting for it to go down. SVX, I'm not in. I just closed SWN. I trade UCO normally Thursday to Friday. I didn't this week because I got bought another energy name. I didn't want to go so heavy. Same with UNG. I'm out of. I'm in Quad U. Long-term IRA. I have a buy order at a lower price for those who are trading with us. I'm out of Vail. I'm in WFRD. I'm in wheat and precious metals. And Zim is just a lights out shipping company out of Israel. Just paid a $17 dividend. Yes, you heard me correct. $17. And it just paid out. Net of $14.45 after the foreign tax paid. But they're printing money hand over fist. So it's an opportunity to get back in if you want. So that's kind of my portfolio. I'm going to go ahead and I wonder if it's going to let me share. I guess it won't let me share the window. So I'm going to jump out right now. But I'll tell you, tomorrow for SPY, we're looking at a 0.66% move in the implied range for SPY. So you take that number and you multiply it by the 450.54 close, and you get a range. It should be anywhere a little over, almost $3 each way. And that's the implied range for SPY tomorrow during trading based on the VIX level that came out. Next time I do this podcast, I'll show you how to calculate it because I went ahead and did a screen share only on telecharts. And so you're not going to be able to see me do the calculation. And for those who are just listening, I'll quietly walk through it with you. And then you can, it's pretty easy to do. And applied range, the market likes to stay inside these applied ranges because they're VIX levels. We're really option heavy right now. And so you have algos that'll be pressing in outside of that. You have algos that are pressing up and down towards those. And so they like to get to those and then bounce back in from those. I'll explain more of that tomorrow. Anyway, you guys have a great one. I'll catch you later. And I am stopping sharing now. And I am going to close off this podcast with you guys. Thanks for listening. You guys have a great, great day. Bye-bye.